And you are taking a live look at H-Town, where our next guest is a native and owner of one of America's fastest growing food experiences. She is a private chef and nutritionist who has provided meals to celebrities, including Jada Pinkett Smith, Tracy McGrady, and Beyoncé. And look at those lamb chops. Oh my goodness. Well, please help us welcome Chef Tiffani Janelle to Foodie Friday here on Start Your Day. Good morning, Chef Janelle.
Good morning, Nija. How are you?
Wonderful. So excited you're here with us. And we were talking during break, and I saw the pictures right there. Lamb chops you're making for us. This is probably one of my absolute favorite meals. I would never attempt to make lamb chops at home because I feel like you really got to be a pro. It's a difficult meat to make. So tell us, what tips can you give us?
Well, I think we all deserve luxury, and I certainly consider lamb a top tier luxury experience. And whether you're enjoying it in a restaurant or if you're confident enough at home to make it, hopefully these tips today will help you. Most people are used to seeing lamb coming in the wrap form, which is how it comes in the grocery store, which is amazing. I'm a big fan of marinating. I think most people are intimidated because there is some type of gaminess associated with lamb. So we just want to remove that by marinating them overnight and a couple of simple things that we all kind of keep in our refrigeration anyway. Some soy sauce, a little apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar actually helps take away some of that assumed gaminess that is present. And a lot of people are also intimidated by the cut of lamb. I love a two-bone cut. So if you're, into doing this at home, I definitely recommend doing two bones instead of that single bone. It's going to give you a little more confidence in cooking it to the right temperature.
And so when we're selecting a lamb chop, what should we be looking for to make sure that we're getting, a good cut of meat?
Yeah, for sure. So, get really friendly with your grocery store butcher. They're going to always put on display their top tier items for you to see. You're looking for pinkness here. You're looking for a really great fat cap, which is going to be at the top of our two bones here. And when you're looking for Frenched lamb chops, which is kind of how we see them in restaurants and professional settings, we want them to be French. You can ask your butcher or your meat manager to go ahead and cut these down to remove all of that fat cap for you. But definitely high pink color, and we're looking for a really great kind of thin fat cap.
Okay, pro tip, love it. Okay, so we're marinating it overnight. We know that gets rid of the gaminess. How are you cooking this?
So I'm really big on a high heat cast iron skillet. As you mentioned, I am from Houston, Texas. We love cast iron here in the South, and so I recommend a medium to high heat. I also recommend drying off the marinade. A lot of people miss the searing opportunity by having too many juices. You kind of sort of boil the meat at a certain point. So we want to make sure we pat it dry with a really great paper towel or kitchen towels if you have those as well. And just to pat your meat dry when you pull it out of the marinade, also allowing it to rest on the counter for about 20 to 30 minutes prior to searing in the high heat cast iron.
Okay, see, that's really good to know because I would have thought adding all those juices would have made it more flavorful, but it actually doesn't do that, it sounds like.
No, you've already imparted the flavor with that overnight marinade. I definitely suggest a good 24 hours. So while you're prepping dinner on Tuesday, you can marinate your lamb for Wednesday, if that makes sense. So you've already imparted flavor for about 24 hours. If you want to get dinner on the table by 6 p.m., maybe you want to take those lamb chops out about 5 o'clock p.m. because it does not take them long to cook at all. Give them 30 minutes on the countertop, pat them dry, and go into your skillet. You actually don't even need oil. The little bit of fat that is there on that cap is going to give you just enough to get your lamb off of the cast iron if you're going to flip it over and give it some color.
Okay, I love it. You've given me some confidence. I mean, you make this sound really easy. We just have a little bit of time. So just tell us about your background. How did you get started? And where can we find out more about you and the dishes that you prepare?
Sure. I am, like I said, born and raised in Houston, Texas. I have always wanted to be a chef. So this is not that like second career thing since I was 5 years old. I absolutely knew that I wanted to be a chef, and I'm super grateful for parents that, really believed in that dream and sent me over to the Culinary Institute, which is a classical French culinary school. And I graduated there with a pastry arts degree, which is my focus. I actually was a wedding cake designer for about a decade. And then I transitioned over into celebrity and athlete meal prep, client in-home services, etc. So really excited to have a really full career approaching 40. And so it's been a great ride. I really enjoy being from the South, bringing those approaches to my clients because it really gives them really deep flavor profiles without sacrificing, the things we love to eat. At the end of the day, people want healthy twists on the really, fattening things from time to time.
Yeah, so true. Just real quick, because I'm dying to know, you work with celebrities. Weirdest celebrity request? Because I bet it gets weird.
Request. Well, I don't know if it's weird, but I do have, I guess, a little funny story. When I went to work for Mr. and Mrs. Smith out in Los Angeles, he was actually on movie set for a couple of films at the same time. So we had some pretty early call times. And one of the funniest things to me is, hey, chef, I want to eat, clean, I want to have all the juices. I want to eat a colorful diet, which he's really great at. However, he told me really directly one time, never try to sneak any beets into anything. It tastes like grass and I'm gonna know. So I have since every time I drink a little beet juice, I think of Mr. Smith for sure.
All right, keeping it clean. At commercial break, I want to hear the really crazy story. Do you have a finished product?
I do. Let's go ahead and play that. So I'm actually serving this today with a little bit of our truffle butter grits. Extra decadent today, not really going for anything super healthy, but we are going to something that is going to be spectacular. I am all about garnishing our plate and making everything look beautiful because it tastes amazing. I think that people get a little intimidated by herbs, but go for things that are familiar. This is just a little chive and a little rosemary because those are reflected in our grits today. So really excited to share this recipe. People can get this recipe in my new cookbook, Toast, which can be found on my website, blacksnacks.com, BLACKSNAX, or barnesandnoble.com. Yeah, I'm happy cooking. I hope you guys look into this as a confident opportunity to learn lamb and to really enjoy it in the luxury of your home.
Yeah, Chef Tiffani Janelle, thank you so much for being with us. And I actually learned something. I think I can tackle lamb. I've never tried, but I am going to try this weekend. Thank you so much for starting your day with us.